Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is B and I am a hip hop head and a lawyer, and I am a very big Barb, so I am extremely excited for this album review. Nicki Minaj has dropped her 5th studio album, Pink Friday 2, and this is going to be my review and walkthrough of all the tracks. If you are excited to see me breaking down my thoughts on Nicki's new album track by track, then stick around and keep watching this video, and make sure that you subscribe for more hip hop deep dives, reviews and commentary and other fun content. Make sure you leave your comments, and I want to know your thoughts on the album as a whole and about each track that I go through. So let's get into the video. I want to start though by saying to watch my previous video I did on why NM5 Pink Friday 2 is such an important Nicki Minaj album, because I think a lot of the things that I said in that video have come to be, especially with the themes of motherhood and sort of the vulnerability and everything she's sharing in the album. I think very much relates back to what I was saying is going to be a theme, because this is a new era for her. It's also unheard of for rappers to be rapping at this age, especially women. And now we've got that example. We now know what it sounds like to be 41 years old releasing your 5th rap album. This is it. This is the new era, and that's really what this album symbolizes for me. But I wanted to say that straight away because I'm really happy to see what the album actually ended up being, and I'm very interested as well to see what more we're going to get, especially when it comes to like tour and everything like that. It's extremely vulnerable and emotional, and it kind of follows this tradition Nicki has of speaking about death and loss as the first song on her album. For me, that suggests to me, as an artist or as a person, and what she expresses through her art is a lot of, I don't know whether guilt is the right word, but you get this sense throughout the album that she is reflecting on situations that she feels guilt for now, or at least carries a lot of emotion around. And this album was a way of releasing it. It does feel like a release of emotion, this album. Like there's stuff that she's just letting go now. And when an artist is able to communicate that to you as their first opening song, they're like, I'm going to start this project off by performing a song about the death of my father. It just sets a tone that this is a human being, and it adds a human element to her albums. And a point that I want to make, you know, when people are being extremely critical, obviously you don't have to like an album, like it's perfectly fine. But when people are being critical in the sense of saying, like, oh, it's boring, oh, it's this, it's that, I really do think that there is a chronic issue with people not seeing Nicki Minaj as a human being, or only Katanya Mirage Petty as a human being. When she makes human songs that aren't, you know, club music or whatever, people just tune out. It's like they only like to hear her when she's performing in that capacity, but she's a lyricist, she's an artist, she's a human, she's a woman, she's a mother. So her music is going to reflect that. And I think there needs to be a little bit more attention span, in my opinion, in order to digest and really appreciate music like this. Not only do you need to have an attention span, but you also need to have experienced things in life. And I think if you're young and maybe naive and inexperienced, you may not understand, you know, oh, why is she making a song? Like, where is the, like, the. You will learn as you grow and get older, you know, the importance of being true about how you feel. And if how you're feeling is complex, like you're feeling good in some ways and bad in some other ways, you know, if you're an artist, you're putting together a project, you're gonna want to express yourself the most genuinely you can. And I think this was a way of Nicki telling us that this was genuinely a really big thing. The fact that it starts her album. And hearing her son's voice on the track as well, like it just goes to show, you know, that this is a big statement for her at this stage. I really like the content as well, because she's like, I think big difference the theme of Big Difference runs through. She's just not the same. And I think it's very important for Nicki Minaj to know that, like, she's not the same. She wants it to be clear. Don't compare her to people. Don't say that anyone's on her level. Don't say anyone's in her lane. And I think that's a tone that she wants to set from the beginning. You know, judge her on her own merits. You don't need to constantly keep putting names against hers. It's completely unnecessary. This is why Nicki is my Nicki, you know, because she always manages to combine that juxtaposition between, you know, I'm a soft, girly girl, you know, lover girl, whatever. But then she'll also have that hardness, that aggression, that, like, don't mess with me though. This is the benefit you get of rappers rapping when they're more mature, when they've had more life experience, because you're going to get these beautiful kind of verses and these beautiful ways of expressing life and love and challenges and emotions. And I think it's important that we, you know, stay varied in how we interpret and understand life to be. I don't think we should expect, you know, the same type of music from artists all the time, especially just hip hop generally. This is such a unique song. I don't think I've heard a rapper rapping from this kind of perspective that J. Cole did. Not to mention that this is monumental, because this is finally a J. Cole and Nicki collab after God knows how long. Just hearing this album and just having the last sort of 24 hours just vibing with it, it feels like a body of work. And it feels like Nicki's really put up a good body of work that showcases her talent and her skill. And so the extra things that we get, especially from these last 3 songs, where she's really opening up. So I really feel like we should be grateful for that, and we should just be grateful that there are still rappers out there that are willing to be vulnerable, that write their own raps so you know it's them, that they're telling their own stories. I feel like the last few years, there's not been that much storytelling, and I feel like a lot of what I've talked about on my channel in terms of lyricism, why women don't write lyrical raps, you know, what kind of content they should cover, and all of the things I've said about Nicki, a lot of them are just handled so beautifully in this album. And it just goes to show that, look, it's possible, but being a really good rapper isn't for everybody. Not everybody is going to fulfill the criteria, and that's okay. It's a distance, a big distance between Nicki and people that aren't on that level, and that's okay. And I don't think that we or anyone should be disrespectful enough to say that just because you like another girl that you're gonna lie, because no one's doing it like Nicki Minaj, and we know that. We know that for a fact. I would say in a nutshell that this is a demonstration of Nicki's maturity. She's far more relaxed than I've ever seen her. There seems to be this like breath of fresh air that's running throughout the entire album. This is a woman that's extremely relaxed about who she is, where she is, the position she occupies. And she made an album that showcases what she's good at, which is versatility, as something for everyone, and then still keeping that unique, distinctly Nicki Minaj sound. It's feminine, it's fun, it's not, you know, it's not the same as what you hear out now. Nicki doesn't feel, and the thing I like about Nicki is, like, can she do Trap Nika? Yes, we've got our Shy Rocks, you know, we've got those kinds of songs. But I do think the thing that Nicki knows how to do is to give the femme in hip hop. This was a female rap album. By that, this is female rap. Rap for the femmes. Rap for the femmes. We say that again. Rap for the femmes. And what makes Nicki so good is that she's got that cross appeal, because anyone of any gender can listen to her music. It's just that we know what her original point of view is, but it can be enjoyed by anybody. And that's what I meant about the songs on the album that just go, like, anyone could play it. I could play it anywhere and everyone would have a good time. And like I said, there's something for everybody. Overall, I'm gonna have to give this album full marks. I'm sorry. I know it pains some people to see it. You know, a lot of people have really wanted to have a negative view of this album and looked at it negatively. But I think at some point when it comes to an artist, if that artist isn't giving you what you want, I think it's okay to just stop listening or to move on. But people who constantly listen to Nicki Minaj just to say that they don't like it, it's weird to me. If you don't like her artistry, don't listen, because this sounded extremely Nicki Minaj. Like, only Nicki Minaj could have made this album. It had singing and rapping. It had her distinct brand all over it. This is definitely an album that shows that Nicki stands, you know, in a position head and shoulders above her peers, which is absolutely fine. It's okay for her to occupy that space. I feel like this album definitely is the sound of a woman in hip hop. This is what the female voice in hip hop sounds like. This is the female POV in hip hop. Now, there are different female POVs, of course, but I'm just saying Nicki represents so much to a lot of us that I think it's just such a good project, such a good body of work. I'm really proud of her. I'm just so proud of everything that this album is. I'm proud of all the work that's gone in, the way the Barbs as a fan base and a community are celebrating and coming together. Just really enjoyed this album. This is somebody who has just mastered her craft, and she's just expressing herself now. This is just her expressing herself, having fun, sharing with us, and it's just beautiful art, really. I'm really, really proud. So happy to finally have this album after so long. We've been waiting and waiting and waiting. It's been years, but we're finally here. I hope you enjoyed the album. Of course, I want to know what you think, so make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments. Of course, make sure you like this video and subscribe. If you like my content and you haven't joined my channel, then make sure you subscribe to my channel for notifications and more updates. You can find me everywhere online, including Twitter, where Nicki follows me, on @TheBMakosha. And I will be back with more content about Pink Friday 2 and other stuff that's going on later. So make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss that. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked this review. Keep the discussion going on the comments, and I'll see you there. See you in my next upload, guys. Peace out. Bye.